are you gonna say?
Alright folks, so have you ever thought of selling this boat at all?
No.
We're Seth and Natalia. We bought Windrose, a 38-foot 1977 Custom Ingrid Atkins sailboat in Hawaii. We're working hard to restore her in preparation to untie from this island and sail the world. We are excited to share our journey with you so you can see our world alongside us. Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. This week we are going to be doing an anniversary episode because we have had our boat for over 1 full year, and our tour video that we filmed has been about a year as well. So we're approaching the year of the tour video, but we've had our boat for over a year, and I feel like when I look back at that video, I don't recognize her, and I mean like myself and the boat. That's like dorky. I mean, when I look back on that video, don't make me laugh, okay? I'm trying to film. Let the creator create. When I look back on that video, I feel like we've changed the boat so much that the boat looks different, but then I also feel like we've been doing this boat life for about a year, if not a little bit more, and I just feel like we're just different people. I feel like we look different. We have been 1 year into the making of this, and I don't know, it's pretty cool. So we're going to show you all of the things that we did to this boat in 1 year, and we did a lot. I was going through the list and I was trying to make sure we could capture everything, and I hope I didn't miss anything. I have a whole running list that I want to show you and compare like the before and the after of every single thing that we did in a year, which is a lot. So hopefully I got everything. A lot of our last year has been filmed with boat projects because we have been we took out the old engine and we've been installing a new motor and motor. We've been installing. Get your motor running. And it's stopped us from sailing because we haven't been able to sail that much. But in the last year, not only have we done boat projects, we have learned and practiced to sail on other people's boats, people's Joneses. That's a football. So we haven't really sailed much. However, if you missed last week's video and the week before that, we actually sailed without an engine, so you can go take a look at that and drop us a comment in the comments below if you've been with us since the beginning, because we know a lot of you have been following us for a while and probably found us through our first boat tour. So drop a comment below if you're an OG boat tour follower of ours. With that, let's get started into the tour. Alright, we own a boat. We own a 38-foot sailboat, and we're going to show you a little tour around it. Alright, so the first thing that we did on our boat is we actually painted the hull. So this hull used to be a dark navy blue, and we painted it this color. We actually mixed it ourselves, and we painted this hull when it was in the water. The other thing that we did is we painted our masts. So we have wooden masts, and we painted both of them as well as the spreaders just to make sure that they're all sealed. We also painted our non-skid and did all new fresh non-skid. We also did new deck paint around everything on this boat. We teaked the tow rail, and then we will be getting new rigging in the future because ours is pretty old. But we have just been polishing it and keeping it in as best condition as we can. Same with our lifeline stanchions until we get to that project. So we resanded and varnished all of our hatches, but we actually flipped this hatch so that the wind would come in this way, and then the other one goes the other way. That way we have wind in both directions. And then we also resealed all the portholes and the hatches. So if you come over here, you'll see one of the ones that we actually did. So we sanded this down, re-varnished it, and it looks so much better than what it was previously. We also got new covers. We also installed Starlink, which we did recently, and then we varnished and took care of all the wood, including this. And we also built our new companionway. So this door is made out of wood. We tried to make it look as original as we could. Then we also made the new slats that fit in here so it can kind of be as watertight as possible. We made a new tiller because the tiller that came with this boat was really falling apart. We kept it as a backup and we epoxied it, but this is our new homemade tiller that Seth made, and super sturdy. Alright, so that is the exterior of our boat. let's bring you inside to see the interior, which is my favorite. I never do the first step, the last step. Alright, so this is the entryway of our boat. So we obviously redid the companionway, but we also built these stairs. So the previous stairs actually kind of cascaded stairs that used to come down kind of like a ladder, and it kind of blocked most of the access here, blocked access to the engine room, also kind of impeded the galley, and then it made it really hard to get to some of the things back here. So Seth built us these stairs and we love them. So a couple videos ago we actually sailed without an engine, and while sailing these were amazing. It was just so easy to just kind of climb right down into the boat, easy to get up, easy to get in, everything. So this is the new stair system. And then in our engine room we actually removed our old diesel engine.
A little bit slowly. Yep. Go ratchet. Ratchet. Stop. Okay, it's
Alright. I think I have this cushion.
So I got this strap.
Alright. Business, folks. Alright, we are angling it out so that it can go up this way, because this is going to just make the cut. So we got to get this side up first, which we're almost there, and then this has to go up this way. So just Seth and I removed the engine ourselves with like a whole strap and pulley system, and that was a pretty big accomplishment, and we're really ready for this electric motor to be done, ready to go, and smooth sailing. And I love this little clip. You can kind of put like a little post-it in here, a little recipe. It's just so much character for the boat. Alright, so welcome to our galley. So we didn't do crazy amount of work in here. It was more organizing and just a couple tweaks, but we did remove the doors from this cabinet. A lot of people thought that was not smart because when under sail things would shift, but nothing has shifted. We have everything pretty tightly packed here, and when we sailed last week, beautiful. So this is actually the same material as our cushion, so everything goes as one. And then we got a new 2-door mini fridge, so it's still pretty small, but we have this separate freezer, which is just really, really helpful. And then over here, we actually installed a new pump because the water pump was actually 10 years old, so we replaced the new water pump. And then the rest is truly just organizing. So I actually have some of my little pothos plants here. They're propagated ones. Everything is Velcroed down with, I guess not Velcroed, but the 3M tape, like a very strong adhesive. They don't go anywhere when we are sailing, so they're pretty good. And then I just have some of my little mini appliances. And then for me, one of the most important things was pottery. Pottery is an essential. She's a local artist. I love her pottery. It's really important for me to have pottery on the boat because it's just so cute. So I actually organized it with the baskets. Again, I took off the doors here and I left it open, and then here I just kind of nestle them in here and everything stays pretty good. I have our little pour over coffee. Love the pottery, which usually isn't practical on a boat, but we make it practical. All right, so I also keep a lot of our pottery here. So these are our cups, again, by the same pottery artist locally. And then I added just some like home touches to our boat, which is just old wood. These are actually made of wood around the island. They're not painted. It's just wood that is repurposed into make these beautiful places. So this is actually Chinaman's hat on more of like the windward side of Oahu. And then the other thing that we did, which is pretty crazy, that I feel like took a lot of time, but it was worth the effort, is we actually painted all of the inside walls in every single part of the boat. So really time consuming, but I feel like it really freshened it up. It was pretty dirty, grimy, and just honestly just needed like a little breath of life. Took a long time, a little tiny brush, a little tiny roller, but beautiful. We also did all of the brass. So the brass when we got the boat was barely even brass. It was just so black and so coated, and I didn't even think they were brass, and it took a lot of polishing, a lot of cleaning to get them to be just this beautiful shiny brass. And it's been a game changer for the boat. It's just like the interior really brings back the 70s look that we just absolutely love. Okay, so in the boat we got new cushions. The old cushions were the original. I asked the previous owner and they redid the cushions 20 plus years ago. So we got beautiful new cushions, and then we also really organized the space and put a, it used to just be kind of storage, but we put like a small little mattress pad down here. And this is actually a great place to sleep. I've had my brother stay and my mom stayed, and people have always slept up here. There's a really, really great little nook and just like an extra space for sleeping. Also kind of like hang out if you go this way, and you can watch our new frame TV. So the frame TV is not practical really for boat living, but I think it's just a beautiful little piece. We only have a little bit of space. It fits the 32-inch TV literally perfectly, and it's just really nice when, especially when we have shore power, just like watching the game. NBA finals are on now, and we're just enjoying it. So we really do love the frame TV. Something else that we did is actually over here. All right, so you can actually see the brass here and the old lantern. It's just really restoring the old pieces that are just such a gem for this boat. And this was actually an old World War II mirror on a Navy cruiser back in World War II, which is pretty crazy. So I didn't realize that, but I did paint it blue before I actually found that out from the previous owner. But I do love it blue. It just ties everything together. And then we have our beautiful stained glass. We didn't do anything to this, but it's just something to point out. It's just gorgeous. This is actually handmade by the previous owner himself too. So we do really love that. All right, this system is something silly that I did, and I just thought of it randomly, but it works so, so good. So if you have a boat, this is a great system. It's actually 2 baskets, so everything looks really clean and like just very tidied. I really hate clutter, so it's just really nice to have this tidied. I have 2 command hooks here, and the basket, you can just like easily take it up and grab what you need in here, but it's hooks on the command strip, so when you heel over, they don't go anywhere. So when we were sailing, we were heeled over quite a bit at the one point because we hit the ocean with all 4 sails up, and by the time we reefed and everything, I came down here, didn't move at all. So highly recommend this system, but it's been a really cheap and inexpensive way to have storage that's tidy without having a ton of clutter out. These cushions are actually a really great way that we have, and the way that the boat is made is that this will actually fold down, and we can put the cushion, this cushion right back here, and it makes a great space to sleep. But what we didn't realize that we found out in back and forth emails with the previous owner is this whole piece right down here actually pulls out about 6 inches. So you'll be able to pull this out and then have this whole area for sleeping, which is honestly a great spot. When we got this boat, the one downside that I thought was that it was just like had the 1 V berth, and I thought it's gonna be pretty tough to have sleeping arrangements if we need them. However, with this, with the bunk behind the other like settee, is that what you would call it? A settee? I don't even know. All right. With this like pull-out arrangement, with the one that we have kind of tucked in on the other side of the boat, and then we have a front one that we just are using for tools, but it could be turned into a bed if needed. We actually have 3 separate spots, and if we put the table down, we could probably fit a 4th person, but at that point, if we have 4 guests and us, is a lot of people. So probably won't have to do that, but if we did, we could. When we were testing laying here with the previous cushions, they would slide out quite a bit. So you would lay right in the crease, and then it would slide right out. So I didn't add piping on the cushions because you'd be sleeping on the piping. But instead, what we did is we added this Velcro that attaches to the bottom part, and they interlock together so that when you're sleeping, they don't shift apart. It stays together. And then we have the thick rim on the bottom that holds everything together. So it's just a pretty good setup. We haven't had to use it very often because it's just for guests and whatnot, but it is definitely a great little setup if we need it. We also have a ton of storage back here, which I love because since I don't like being cluttered, it hides our guitar and just some of our miscellaneous things. We replaced the shaft seal, which is really funny. It was one of the videos that I think was pretty comical because I became the human bilge pump. So I had red Solo cups, filled them up. It was hilarious. Oh boy, it's coming out a lot. Huh? It sure is filling up. Are you like, what are you washing your hands? Get to work there, buddy. Brother John. Well, that means every other time it's either going in the bilge or my cup. This is insane. Alright, it sure is. These cups are filling up faster. The Solo cup idea is great. That was a big project because we wanted to make sure that we had a dripless shaft seal before we put in the new motor and before we put in all of our new amazing batteries. So that was a critical project that we did, which is pretty funny. So this is our little hallway with our lockers. We haven't changed much over here. It's just really, really functional. We obviously still painted all the walls and did the brass. But the one thing that we did change is we made our bed bigger because the V berth was really, really small. There actually used to be just more of like a little nook here that I guess you could sit on, but it didn't make sense for 2 people sleeping in the tropics. It's warm and you don't need to cuddle all the time because it's pretty toasty. So we needed our own space. So Seth actually built pieces of wood here and put another mattress. So it's actually 2 mattresses put together, and it's a game changer. If you need a bigger V-berth, get yourself a bigger V-berth because game changer. This is the bedroom. This is the master bedroom. A little tight. We have right now the anchor in here, but you just climb right on in. All right, and this is our V-berth again. So big, so nice. You can like touch side to side. It's really a game changer. And what's really cool is with us living in the tropics, it is hot. However, the V-berth with the wind that comes through this hatch that we switched around has been amazing. It's truly probably 10 degrees cooler back here. We have this really weird looking fan that we got at the store, and it takes this air and it pushes it right onto our faces. And we sleep like babies. So this has been amazing. Love the big V-berth.
What are you gonna say?
All right, folks, so we are gonna conclude this tour video with a look back of the last year of projects and if we've been discouraged. So have you ever thought of selling this boat at all?
No.
I feel like you're lying.
Thought about upgrading
But yeah, you have thought about upgrading
to a race boat.
to a race boat. He's had a couple times when he's been on like Facebook Marketplace or Yacht World and he's looked about upgrading. And I say, you're cheating on her. Cheating on old Bessie. There's been a couple times that I've said that we're gonna sell this boat. I'm done with this boat. And then I wake up the next morning and I say, there, Windrose. I love you dearly. Sometimes you just piss me off, but I love you. And sure, yeah.
It's like any good relationship.
What?
Huh?
It's a what?
It's like any good relationship.
Hey.
You have your ups and your downs.
I know. They say with sailing,
The highs are high and
the lows are low. And we've had some lows, but we've also had some highs. But we're hoping that next year, I mean, we had a really great year this past year with the projects. And if we've had a great year with just doing projects, we're going to have an even great year coming up because we're going to be sailing. So work hard, play hard.
Even better year.
Even better year. What did I say?
We said we've had a great year and we'll have an even great year next year.
So we
Great.
worked hard and now we're going to play hard. But we're still going to work hard when we play hard because there's always boat maintenance. Am I right?
No.
Bring
Is
the
that all
energy.
you have?
Bring the energy. Yeah. We want to redo this.
It's not much, but it's honest work. It ain't much, but it's honest work.
What is that from? We gotta pump ourselves up. We did a lot of work.
I'm not talking about
And
the
it's
work, I'm
honest
talking
work.
about the content.
Oh.
Y'all come back now here.
Oh man.
This ends another segment.
This ends another segment. Y'all come back. Yeah. Make sure you subscribe to this channel. Give this video a like. Leave a comment down below if you've been an OG subscriber, or just let us know if you're new. And we'll see you next week.